Welcome back to my channel. Today is a fantastic day to immerse ourselves in the utter madness of Genoa. The plot reveals unexpected twists from Holden that leave Claire stunned. What's really going on? Oh my god, I'm screaming. I literally cannot even deal right now with what is happening on the young and the restless. Okay, listen, you guys. I was sitting on my couch eating my dinner, literally a bowl of pasta, and I almost choked to death on a noodle when this episode aired. My jaw dropped to the floor. We need to talk about Holden Novak and Claire Newman because what is even going on right now? I am hyperventilating, so Holden is usually this reckless, kind of sketchy, super guarded guy, right? Like, he's got all this dark, mysterious baggage from Los Angeles that he's been hiding, and he's been so walled off from everyone. But suddenly, out of nowhere, he's having a full-blown existential crisis, and I am honestly here for it. He just found out that Malcolm Winters, yes, the iconic, legendary Malcolm Winters is his biological father. And not only that, but Malcolm is literally dying of a rare blood disease and desperately needs a stem cell transplant. I am shaking. Holden is freaking out, pacing, hyperventilating, and who does he turn to in his darkest hour? Claire, literally Claire. I forgot to mention earlier, but which is insane by the way Holden just completely drops his guard. He shows this super vulnerable, terrified, broken side of himself to Claire, and honestly, I was yelling at my screen like, yes, emotional growth, we love to see it. He is so panicked because he realizes that Malcolm's entire life might literally be resting in his hands. Like, his stem cells could be the only thing that saves this man he didn't even know existed until 5 minutes ago. And Claire is just standing there, looking gorgeous as always. Seriously, she needs to drop the hair care routine, I swear, and she is totally taken aback. She is seeing this raw, unfiltered version of Holden, and it is completely changing the dynamic between them. I mean, we all know Claire has her own issues with Holden keeping secrets about his LA past, but seeing him like this, it's doing something to her. I can feel the chemistry radiating through the screen. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, Claire is listening to him spiral out of control, and she steps up like the absolute queen she is. She knows Holden is hiding stuff from his past, but she looks at him and realizes that deep down, at his core, he is genuinely a good person. At this point, I had to pause the TV and text my friend immediately because the emotional tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Claire basically tells him, in the most gentle, supportive, yet firm way possible, that he has to do this. She tells him that if he just sits back and does nothing, if he lets Malcolm die because he's too angry or scared or confused to take the test, he will never, ever be able to live with himself. She is so right. Honestly, I swear, Claire needs to be a therapist or a life coach or something. She completely understands that Holden is a total mess right now and that the decision has to be his own, but her just being there, holding space for his massive freakout, is making them so much closer. I'm calling it now, mark my words. This is going to be the start of a massive romance, and I am sulfur monoxide ready for it. Okay, where was I? Right. So while Holden is having his emotional breakdown with Claire, we absolutely have to talk about Lily Winters. I am literally crying real tears just thinking about Lily right now. She is going through IT. So Lily finds out about Malcolm being sick, and obviously, she immediately wants to be the donor. Like, of course she does. She's Lily. She loves Malcolm so much, especially since she lost Neil, and the fact that Malcolm is her biological dad just makes it so much more intense. She is desperate to save him. She wants to be the hero. But then and don't even get me started on how cruel the writers are for this. She realizes she can't, because of her history with cancer. Oh my god, I completely forgot about her cancer storyline for a second, and when it clicked in my brain, my heart literally shattered into a million pieces. Because of her past medical history, and the treatments she went through, she is not a viable candidate to be a stem cell donor for Malcolm. The devastation on her face, I can breathe. I was literally gasping for air. Lily is just spiraling, feeling so incredibly helpless, and she needs someone to talk to. And who does she go to? Tracy Abbott, the little saint of Genoa City. I swear to you, Tracy Abbott is the only pure, unproblematic thing left in this entire town. She is always there with a cup of tea, a warm smile, and the best advice, probably wearing a fabulous cozy sweater. Lily goes to Tracy because she knows Tracy is an absolute vault. Like, Tracy will take your deepest, darkest secrets to the grave and bake you a pie while doing it. Lily is carrying the weight of the entire world on her shoulders right now. The fake kidnapping drama with Kane, Devin screaming at her, and now this massive, earth-shattering secret that Malcolm is dying and that Holden Novak is her secret half-brother. I mean, can you imagine dropping that bomb over some Earl Grey tea? Hey Tracy, yeah, so my uncle who is actually my dad is dying, and also he has a secret adult son who is my new brother, and I can't save my dad because of my cancer history, past the sugar, insane. Literally unhinged. Tracy is just so incredibly warm and comforting, and it makes me want to hug my TV. Even if Lily doesn't spill every single gritty detail about the situation, she tells Tracy enough to get that classic Abbott wisdom. Tracy probably tells her to have faith, to lean on her family, and to hold on to hope, because that is what Tracy does. I literally love Tracy so much. But Lily is still sitting there, agonizing over the fact that she can't save Malcolm, which means all the pressure is entirely on Holden. If Holden says no, Malcolm is basically receiving a death sentence. The stakes are so high. I am literally sweating just typing this. It's too much pressure for one family. The Winters family has been through enough, okay? First the Dominic kidnapping trauma, then the Kane fake kidnapping mess, and now this medical crisis. Give them a break. Let them rest. Okay, wait. Let's pivot because I have to talk about Malcolm and Dr. Stephanie Simmons. The audacity of this woman, the audacity. I am so mad at her, but also so incredibly invested. So, Malcolm and Stephanie finally get a moment alone to talk privately about this massive, universe-shattering bloodline secret. Stephanie has been hiding Holden's paternity for decades. Like, 20-something years of lying. Why would she do that? I am yelling at my screen. She robbed Malcolm of raising his own son, and she robbed Holden of knowing his real dad. And now she's standing there, looking all guilty and remorseful. She tells Malcolm how deeply she regrets waiting so long to confess, and how she is determined to make things right from now on. Oh, sure, Stephanie. Now you want to make things right, when the man is literally dying and needs stem cells. How incredibly convenient. I'm being harsh. I know. I mean, Stephanie is clearly in a lot of pain too, and you can see the regret literally eating her alive from the inside out. But Malcolm, oh, Malcolm. He is being so incredibly gracious considering the circumstances. He isn't even screaming at her, which I totally would be doing. I'd be throwing tables across the Crimson Lights patio. But Malcolm is just so focused on surviving. He is looking at Stephanie, and all he can think about is Holden. He tells her that he just hopes Holden is willing to go to the hospital and take the test. That's his only focus right now. He just wants his biological son to be the miracle that saves his life. The emotional weight of that scene, I was sobbing, literally sobbing into my napkin. Shemar Moore and Vivica Fox are acting their absolute faces off right now, and I am living for every single second of it. Let's circle back to Holden for a second because I keep thinking about his psychology here, and it is blowing my mind. Imagine being Holden Novak. You grow up thinking you're this one guy, you have this whole life. You're wrapped up in some shady, dark business in Los Angeles. You come to Genoa City to escape or whatever. You get tangled up with Kane Ashby and his unhinged revenge plots, and bam! Your mom shows up and is like, surprise! Your dad is a famous photographer who is currently dying of a rare disease, and only your bodily fluids can save him. I would literally check myself into Fairview. It is way too much for one person to process. No wonder he is clinging to Claire like a life raft in the middle of a hurricane. And honestly, this is exactly what Holden and Claire's relationship needed to move to the next level. They've been doing this weird, hesitant dance for weeks. Kane Ashby literally just tried to pay Holden a massive amount of money to use Claire to get dirt on Victor Newman. Which is insane by the way Kane is losing his mind. But we'll talk about that another day, I swear. Holden turned the money down because he actually cares about Claire and wants to protect her. And now, by showing her this completely shattered, vulnerable side of himself, he is proving to her that he's not just some cold-hearted mercenary or a user. He is a real person with real, messy feelings, and he is terrified. Claire is seeing the real Holden strip of all his cool guy armor, and it's melting all her defenses. I really think Claire is going to be the catalyst that pushes Holden to do the right thing. Because let's be real, Holden's first instinct is to run away. He's a runner. He gets scared, he gets defensive, and he pushes people away to protect himself. He literally yelled at Malcolm and Stephanie and told them he wanted nothing to do with them. But Claire is grounding him, she is looking him in the eyes and telling him that he is better than his fears. She is challenging him to step up and be the hero in this situation. If Holden goes through with the test and saves Malcolm, it is going to completely redeem him in the eyes of the Winters family and probably in the eyes of the Newmans too. Well, maybe not Victor, because Victor hates everyone and is currently holding Jack hostage on a yacht or whatever, but you know what I mean. But wait, what if he's not a match? Oh my god, I didn't even think about that until just now, and now I am panicking. What if Holden agrees to do the test? He goes to the hospital, he gets his cheek swabbed, or whatever they do, and the doctor comes back and says he's not a match. I will actually riot. I will march down to the CBS studios and demand a rewrite. They cannot kill off Malcolm Winters, they just brought him back. If Holden isn't a match, what are they going to do? Lily can't do it because of the cancer. Devin is related, but maybe not a close enough match since they are half siblings. Wait, Devin is Neil's adopted son. He's biologically Tucker's. So Devin is completely out. Nate is Olivia's son. Maybe Nate could be a match. See, this is why I can't sleep at night. My brain is constantly running simulations of Genoa City genetics and family trees. Anyway, back to the main point before I lose my mind completely. The dynamic between Claire and Holden is shifting into high gear. The fact that Holden is trusting Claire with this massive, monumental family secret shows how much he truly values her opinion and her presence in his life. He is literally asking her what he should do. He's putting his moral compass in her hands. And Claire, despite knowing he's still hiding the full truth about whatever went down in Los Angeles with Audra and Sienna, is choosing to trust the man she sees standing right in front of her. She sees a scared guy who needs someone to hold his hand and tell him it's going to be okay. I'm so soft for them right now, I literally can't breathe. They are giving us premium, top-tier soap opera romance, and I am eating up every single crumb they drop. And let's not forget the ripple effects this is going to have on the rest of the canvas. When Lily finds out that Claire Newman and Newman is the one who convinced her stubborn, angry half-brother to save her dad's life, Lily's head is going to spin right off her shoulders. The Winters and the Newmans are constantly at war, especially right now with Victor's insane kidnapping plot against Jack and Lily's involvement in the fake kidnapping with Kane. But this could bridge the gap. Claire saving the Winters patriarch by proxy. It's poetic cinema. It is literally art. I swear, the writers are cooking with gas right now and serving us a 5-star meal. I am just so overwhelmed by the sheer volume of emotion in these scenes. Between Lily breaking down with Tracy because her past cancer is haunting her ability to save her father, to Stephanie drowning in decades of guilt and regret, to Malcolm facing his own mortality with such grace, to Holden and Claire finding love and connection in a hopeless place. Rihanna was right. You guys, it's all happening. I am going to be glued to my screen for the rest of the week. Mark my words, this storyline is going to win Emmys. It has to. The tears, the drama, the stakes. It is everything I want from daytime television. Okay, I need to go drink some water and calm my nervous system because I am way too emotionally invested in these fictional people and my heart rate is dangerously high. But seriously, if Holden doesn't go to the hospital and get tested by Friday's episode, I am going to lose my absolute mind. He needs to get it together, I swear. Claire is doing the Lord's work right now, and Holden better listen to her. We need Malcolm to live, we need Lily to find peace, and we need Tracy Abbott to keep making tea and solving everyone's problems because she is the glue holding this town together. That's all I have to say for now. I'm done. The audacity, the drama, the romance. I love it so much. Skull emoji, crying emoji. I am out. On our channel, I always seek content inspiration for each video by compiling short video clips to analyze and offer my personal opinions. This channel specializes in analyzing, hypothesizing, and discussing plot points in the Young and the Restless series from the perspective of a longtime fan. Through this, viewers can gain deeper, more objective, and interesting perspectives. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest news about the Young and the Restless series.